Hi, welcome to Cathy's Crafty Snippets. Today I'm actually going to show you how to make a snowflake Christmas decoration. This one can actually be flattened out and put on a page or put on the front of a card, or it can be pop a little hole in here and hang it up on your Christmas tree or around the house. So nice and quick and easy. We start with a 6x6 piece of printed paper. This one I've actually got from the Holly and Ivy collection. We cut our pieces into 1/2 inch by 6 inch strips and we end up with 12 of them. But to make this one a little bit different, I've actually used the zip strip off the top of the 12 by 12 piece, and I've actually put the other piece on the other side just to give it a little bit of bling, something different in the middle. So I'm going to start by popping that in the middle of the Versamat. This is our Versamat. This makes things really easy for measuring because of our lines. So if I pop that there and put a little bit of glue in the middle, I'm going to get one of my other strips and just pop that crossways. Now, if you're a little bit like me and not everything's always perfect with your placement, doesn't really matter. Try and keep things as straight as possible, but it won't actually put anything off if you don't. So we just then put our next two pieces across like so. So there we go. There we've got the base of that done. Whoops, straighten that up a little bit. Right, now we're going to slide. Put a little bit of glue there and there. We're going to slide this little guy under here. This is an easy way of doing a little bit of weaving, not to make things too complicated. Just pop it under there, give it a press down. A little bit more glue there. It is very important to glue it, not just weave it. One of my consultants thought she would have a go without using any glue because she was in a hurry, and it all looked great until she started to join the two pieces together, and yes, the final result wasn't exactly a snowflake, let me just say. So there we go. So there we have one side of our snowflake done. This is what I've done for the other side. So we've got our two pieces like so. Now the next step is we're actually going to flip them over, and I'm going to do it, join it. I have to glue these corners together. Now to make this whole process easier, if we get our scissors and just run it as if we were curling ribbon. Don't do it too hard because we don't want to rip our pieces. Just give it a little bit of a run through. This actually helps to bend the paper into the angle that we need for when we're gluing the corners together. And we shall do this one. It actually doesn't matter which way you put the papers. It'll all come out in the end. I'm using the Close to My Heart non-stick scissors. These are my favourite scissors in the range. They've got a special blade that if you're cutting sticky products like some of our tapes and that sort of thing, the stickiness doesn't stick to the blade. They're excellent. Okay, now we're going to do our fold and glue our pieces together. This is probably another one of my favourite products, and that's what I refer to as the blue glue. It's nice and clear. It dries clear, it dries quickly. So we just hold that together like so. Sorry, wasn't quite in the picture there. back down. If you haven't held it long enough, it'll soon pop up, and you can just give it a little bit more of a hold. Whoop, like that. Sorry, oh, fingers today. There we go. Give it a bit of a hold, straighten it up. Next one. By giving it that curl, it's certainly not fighting against me as it would be if it was still straight. Okay. This is actually a really quick decoration to make. I know this is a really old pattern, but everything old is new again. I know some consultants who have done it with children. That's a bit scary in my book. But let's see how we go first. So the next one. Glow, glow, glow. Sorry, this bit is taking a little bit of time. This paper I'm using here is from the Holly and Ivy collection, but it can be made with any double-sided paper, preferably double-sided, otherwise you'll end up with white on one side. But if that's the look you're going for, that's okay too. The Close to My Heart printed papers have actually got a nice strength to them, so it does hold up nicely. And the other thing, this glue actually, once it's dry, it sort of hardens the paper somewhat. Okay, now we're going to flip it over. And I'm going to put one on top of the other like so. So now all we do to put it together is we just tuck our little strips into our loops. So it's one side done. Flip it over. We'll tuck our other ones in. And we're nearly finished. Just got to do a little bit more gluing. Okay, so I might start here. And what I like to do opposite strips, hold them in place and just give them a little bit of a pull out to the edge. Hopefully you can see that. Just put a little bit of tension on them. Just helps keep it all nice and flat. It gives it a nice shape. Okay, I think that's just about done. Now we'll do the next one. Now when you've got these finished, you can actually bling them up a little bit more by adding extra embellishments on them. You could put some glitter. You could put some sequins, particularly something in the middle. Okay, give that a little bit of a pull, tightness. Oh. My fingers are getting rather sticky at this stage. But that's okay. Give them a bit of a rub. Okay, is that all done? Yep. Now we just flip it over and do the other side. A little bit there, a little bit there. My glue's just about, of course, right when I'm doing this, it's deciding to run out. You could use tape runner, but because I actually like to pull it and give it a little bit of the glue actually gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Tape runner doesn't quite give you that flexibility. I'll put a little bit on here and on here. Now, some of you might be looking at this going, oh, wait a minute, there's what are you going to do with the sticky bits at the end? Oops, sorry. I've got a very bad habit of going out of screenshot. This is actually the third time I've done this video for that exact reason. Plus the dog had a big bark in the last one as well, so that didn't really help me at all. So there we go, we're pretty well glued down. Now, to finish it off, we just grab our scissors and we just snip the corners off. Like so. If you like the squared ends, that's perfectly fine. You can leave them on. But I like to cut them off. Oops. Paper's still a bit wet from the glue. Flip it back over. Oh, what happened there? I think we need a little bit more glue. Sorry about that. That one's being a bit difficult. There's always one that decides to be difficult. Need two hands. I'm making it look all very hard at the moment. Now, if I've done this too quickly, please feel free to go back and play the video again. But remember, we start with 12 pieces. 12 strips of paper measuring a 1/2 inch by 6 inch. There we go. We have our snowflake decoration all finished. So that one's got a bit of variety in it. So if you've liked that, please subscribe and press the little bell as well, so that my next video will come up in your notifications. These are a couple that I've finished off with a little bit of bling in the middle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.